okay, there's a lot of places Kevin Durant could go. I personally think that he might go to Knicks, most likely. I feel like Knicks would be a good offer, but I don't know who they would trade package for him. Maybe like a Josh Hart. Probably Josh Hart, OG, and Obi. I mean, they get rid of their core. Like, they can't get rid of Jalen. They can't get rid of Cat. They can't get rid of both of them and think that they're gonna be anywhere near being contending. Like in my opinion, after what happened with Thibodeau too, I just don't believe that's even possible. And then in my opinion, that's a good setup. Him and Knicks would be crazy. They do a package deal. They get rid of some picks. They get OG and Obi out of there. They get Josh Hart out of there. There's a bunch of players that actually could trade for him if they do that. Let's see here. What players would, like, if they did a package deal? I personally been thinking about this for a minute now. I've been like, where is he gonna be traded to? But if he was traded to New York Knicks, yeah, they could get rid. They could do like they'd have to do like a bunch of players though. But they'd have to literally get rid of like 3 good players, bro. They get rid of Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby. Maybe throw in Mitchell Robinson, some other players too. But I mean, their core would be completely wiped out. Like, they would only have Jalen and Karl Anthony Towns if they did that. I mean, that's the news too. Is like, generally speaking, if they traded, in my opinion, if they trade Cat in this stage of his career, or even Jalen Brunson in this stage of his career, for someone like KD, they would actually get more from Phoenix than just Jalen. Like, there's no way they just trade Jalen for KD. Nah, get the fuck out of here. KD's good, but bro, he's not better than Jalen Brunson or Cat in this period of time. He's not worth it, in my opinion. The other one people keep talking about is San Antonio Spurs. I could see it, but their offers and what they would get. Didn't San Antonio Spurs? They'd have to. No, I think. Nah, there's no way. Everyone keeps telling me, my job, that Cooper Flag would go to fucking Spurs. I don't know about that. But let's say they could get rid of Devin Vassell, Stefan Castle, Harrison Barnes. Throwing like, they'd have to be like a lot of players, but they couldn't get rid of Victor. I generally don't think they should get rid of Chris Paul or De'Aaron Fox. Those are the 3 players that the Spurs need to build around. I think De'Aaron Fox and Victor are 2 young players that they need to build around the most, easily. And what are they getting this draft pick too? They could trade the draft pick, which would be nuts, but I think that just makes sense in my opinion. I'm gonna throw a curveball. Charlotte Hornets, no one's going to Charlotte Hornets. But if he did go to Charlotte Hornets, that would be crazy. They couldn't get rid of LaMelo, but they could probably do Miles Stewart. Miles Bridges. That's not his name no more. Why is it Stewart now? Miles Bridges would have to get probably traded. Miles Bridges, Mark Williams. They probably do like because honestly, at this period of his career, those players are definitely questionable to where it's like you could trade them away. I think the only thing that they need to keep for Charlotte, if they want to improve, is keep LaMelo and Brandon Miller. I think Mark Williams is definitely some part of that too. He could be part of that core. Miles Bridges is nice too, but they're not winning games. They're not going crazy. Miles Bridges is decent. He's nice. He puts up 28 and 43% shooting. It's just, that's the big package right there. You get Miles Bridges. You get a player that could put up 20 points, and we'll give you fucking Yusuf Nurkic, bro, or whatever the fuck. Get rid of a couple players. Look at these players. I mean, Trey Mann maybe. But they gotta. I think if I was in Charlotte Hornets' position, they had to trade for that. Then I'd keep LaMelo, Mark, and Brandon if I had to pick 3. out of their lineup, I'd pick Mark. I'd keep Mark Williams, Brandon Miller, and LaMelo Ball. Miles Bridges is nice, but he hasn't led them to a championship at all. I mean, like they're never gonna get to a championship. Let's face it. But he's never led them to anything at all. They've never even made it to the fucking playoffs. The crazy part about this is the reason why I'm also pissed. That lineup that I seen with Charlotte Hornets back in like 2021, 2022 period, I was like, yo, this team is actually nice. I think they had Terry Rozier, they had PJ Washington, Miles Bridges, and LaMelo Ball was in his beginning years. And they had a bunch of old veterans. And I was like, this team actually looks nice. Like they had fucking bro, they have like even right now, Charlotte Hornets has three players that could put up 20 plus points a night. And LaMelo Ball could put up like easily like 25 with fucking like 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Like, I don't know what the fuck Hornets are missing. Maybe a strong, maybe like a. Nah, they do have a center. I forgot Mark Williams is a nice center. That's the thing about Brandon Williams. The reason why I think Brandon Williams is a threat. I mean Brandon Miller is a threat, is because he's only been playing for about like what's like 2 years, right? Is it 2 years? Yeah, 2 years, bro. Now last season he didn't play that much. He played 27 games, but in those 27 games he did put up nice amount of That's the thing. He didn't. It wasn't like he was some crazy player, but Brandon Miller is very nice. He is very nice, bro. He's putting up 21 points, and he's a threat. I think generally speaking, they need to build around him, and they need to build around LaMelo. LaMelo needs to be like a forefront. For a center though, Brandon Miller is not a strong center, bro. Like he's really not. He's put like 5 rebounds a game is not a center, bro. Like you're damn near a point guard at that point. Mark Williams is nice too. Like Mark Williams, bro, he puts up 15, 10, 3. He's also center. That like Charlotte Hornets has a nice team. They just don't win games. Like I don't even think they try or care. You got LaMelo putting up fucking like if LaMelo was on a winning team, LaMelo would actually be probably like all NBA second team easily. Like the numbers he puts up, like you put up 25. The only part that's like ass is the field goal percentage. His field goal percentage is garbage. I think bro puts up, what's his field goal percentage? Let's check this shit. This year was horrible. I already know that for a fact. This year was 40%. And that's the thing too, is that he could easily shoot 44%, but I think there's been a periods of time especially near the end, where it's just like tank. Fuck it, let's just tank. And that's what sells him, is like miss some of the shots, like don't fight for it, which is sort of like that sort of pisses me the fuck off, bro. Like fight for it, bro. Like he's probably played 3 seasons in total out of 5 seasons. He has 231 games that he's played. He's definitely a threat, though. I mean, throughout his whole career, he averages 21 points, 7.5 assists, 6 rebounds, and almost 2 steals. He's definitely a good player. Turnovers, though, are pretty high. It's at 3, averagely. But it just sucks, bro. His field goal percentage is 42. It's not crazy efficient. 42 is decent. You really want to get in that 45 range to be, like, worth it. So I got distracted there. Okay. The other option, I think maybe Houston Rockets would be another one. I think that's the thing with KD, is like I'm not even fully interested in KD being traded as much as Giannis. Giannis is really where my head's at. Where whatever happens to Giannis, that is what's going to be like a big pivotal move. Like if Giannis goes to Lakers, Warriors, so maybe even the Heat, like wherever he goes, it's going to be like a big team off rip. It's going to be a worthy team, a worthy opponent. I think out of all teams that I've seen, I think him going to the Lakers, in my opinion, makes. I mean, even KD too. Like I don't want to be like just go to the Lakers, but I do think going to the Lakers is like an easy move because they already have a setup. They have Luka, they have LeBron. Now you need that third piece. Who do they need? A center. Get Giannis in there. Boom. KD is a good power forward, really good power forward. but he's not a center. That's where Giannis would come in better. They'd of course have to get rid of Austin Reeves. That would be one big. I mean, that's the thing too is like trading Austin Reeves would look like on paper you hear it and you're like okay like that's it. Like they're just gonna. I mean they'll trade some pieces too, but Austin Reeves this year was actually a very good player. Very good player. 20 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Very good point guard. That's good numbers, bro. That's like I'm surprised he didn't get All Star. But of course, he'd have to average that before. I think he didn't start averaging that until like after Luka came in. He was injured. LeBron was injured. So whenever they were out, he started going crazy, and that was after All Star break. But if Austin Reeves on their team next year, and he puts up these numbers, I think they're a good chance they could go crazy. They just need a center, bro. And I honestly do think they could go back for Mark Williams. They need a center more than anything, bro. Like, it's crazy. If they want even a chance to get in there, they need a center. They're not big under there. And the finals are still going on right now. It's either the Pacers or OKC. I'll put money on Pacers. I don't think Pacers are going to win it easily. It's going to probably be in 6 or 7. I mean, I don't think it'll be in 5. I just don't think OKC is going to lose 2 more games in a row. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think OKC is probably going to take the next game. If they don't take game 4, they're going to take game 5. In my opinion, I just feel like I think game 4 is the biggest one they're going to take. Like they have to, being down 2-1, and if they come back, bro, 3-1 on you, come on. Situation's crazy, but this off season, there's a bunch of things that are on my mind right now with these trades. I think Kevin Durant's a big one. Giannis is a big one. Giannis is huge though, comparably to because like KD is nice, bro, but KD has not been on it. Like he went to he went to Brooklyn. Brooklyn was a clean setup. He was there for 3 years. Very nice setup, and now he's been in Phoenix for 3 years. Phoenix was not like it's sort of like the end of it, and I just don't think he could personally grow his. I don't think he could do it. I just don't think he could do it, bro. Like it just doesn't make sense. You put him on a team. I highly doubt that he's gonna be. Their team's gonna be the best team in the fucking West. If any of these players, that's also the thing. If Giannis goes over to Lakers, it's better to go to a team that's already built up. Like you don't want to go to a team that's like tanking out and shit, hoping for the best. You either want to go to the East and just pick a team, any team, and you'll fucking dominate, or you want to go to the West and pick a team that's winning because there's no reason for you to go to a tanking team, especially in the West. Like I think that's the reason why KD's last 3 years in Phoenix has been sort of like a crowd for help because Phoenix actually was a contender just fucking 2-3 years ago. I think once KD got there, they're still technically before the season started or ended, they were considered like at least a fringe contender, like they were there. And the couple years before that, they were in the finals against the Bucks in 2021. So just 4 years ago, they were in the championship team. They're a championship finals team. And they didn't win. So it's one of these things where it's like, it is what it is. But wherever KD goes, I just don't think it's going to be that pivotal. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to change the whole aspect of things. Unless he went to a team that's already built up. Phoenix was built, but it wasn't built to the level that it was before. And I think that's what his setback's going to be. Giannis, though, if Giannis goes to Lakers, I'm saying Giannis needs to go to Lakers. If he's going to go anywhere, go to the Lakers. You want to go on a team where you could basically, like you did your thing in Bucks, bro. He'd have the career of Kareem, basically, bro. You go to you went from the Bucks, go to LA, do your thing, and just go crazy. I think going to the Lakers is like one of those teams where I could understand. I'm very big on tenure players. If you're a player that has played with a team for your whole career, that is very impressive. Even if you only have 1 ring, 2 rings, no rings, 1 final appearance. I think that's way more appreciated than just going from team to team, just figuring it out, hoping, like 5 years here, 4 years here, 3 years here. And they're all-stars in every area. It's just like, I don't know, like you're not really a franchise player. And I get it though, like things happen, like maybe the front office, you just don't work with them. But I think the biggest trade where it's like, okay, I understand why he went there would be the Lakers. The Lakers and the Celtics, of course, are like those teams where If you went to them, Lakers are the biggest though. If you go to the Lakers, like you're automatically looked at as like it's not a flaw. I don't think it's a flaw on your. When I look at tenures, I'm like, okay, he's in the Lakers. That's not bad. It gives you like a type of create. Like you just did what you had to do. Now you're on one of the best teams of all time, and you're playing at a crazy level. You'll be remembered over there, just like you're remembered over here. That's the thing, bro. That's why I really do respect Jokic and I do respect Giannis because they've won one champ. They've won one chip with their team, and they've been there the whole year, their whole life, their whole fucking playing career. I appreciate that, and I wouldn't want them to move out of where they are. But next year, Bucks aren't winning the chip. They're not even close. They're not beating Indiana. They're not beating Detroit. They're not beating Celtics injured. They're not beating Knicks. They're not beating. They might beat Cleveland. That's like their best bet is beating Cleveland. They don't have a chance. Like Bucks just don't have it. They're playoff teams still. Like they're definitely fifth, sixth seed bound. 47 wins. And if he doesn't care about being on a contending team versus a playoff team that has a slight chance, then it won't matter. But I think that's also where his head's at too. Is like I generally don't think he might even leave because as long as he's on a team that's winning, that's all that matters. If you're on a playoff team, that's all that matters. I'd rather, if I was in his shoes, I'd rather stay with Bucks. I'd rather take a pay cut. I'd rather be remembered by a team that I played my whole career with versus I went here, I went there, like it just doesn't make sense. I do respect that. I think it makes a lot of sense. But that's why with KD it's like, bro, ever since OKC, I can't even that's also the thing with KD, bro. Every team he's played with has been a super team, or at least a duo squad, some crazy shit. Comparing him to LeBron, LeBron did have a big three in Cleveland and in Miami, and in Miami he was in his his best prime ever, but his first 7 years with fucking Cleveland, like who was there with him? I mean, Shaq was there for a year. You had Carlos Boozer in the beginning, but he wasn't the greatest. They had some good scores, but there wasn't like a certified all-star like right next to him at all times for those 7 years. Not even three of them, two of them, maybe even one of them. Like he was by himself the whole time. Miami Heat, him, Chris Bosh, Dwayne. Then you go over to fucking Cleveland back again. Now you got Kyrie and you got Kevin. And I think that was a good setup too. Lakers, that was like a duo situation. It was him and Anthony Edwards. I mean fucking Anthony Davis. And he fucking went crazy, bro. They were good as fuck and they just couldn't keep up. This is what it is. KD though, his beginning years in OKC, he played with Russell. James wasn't built up to that level, but he played with Russell. I'm not going to say he played with fucking Serge Ibaka like Serge Ibaka was an all-star. Serge Ibaka is nice, but Serge Ibaka is not an all-star. We're looking at big fours or big threes. He's not an all-star. He's definitely a great role player, someone you would want on your team, but not someone you would like. It's like you need him there all the way. But then he went over to Warriors, had Clay, Draymond, Steph. Big four. That was honestly overkill. I'm not going to lie. Him being over there was just straight up overkill. I think it became more overkill in the last year of it. In the second year of KD's tenure there, I remember they had, I think DeMarcus Cousins came in the next year. But I remember they had DeMarcus Cousins in the lineup. And this is 2 years out of DeMarcus Cousins being like an all-NBA second team player with like 26 points a game, 12 rebounds. He just got injured and was out of it. And he didn't play the same during that period of time, but still, like that's fucking DeMarcus Cousins. Like you just basically picked up like that's 5 All-Stars, and I think they had someone else too. I forgot, but that's crazy. Then he went over to Brooklyn, had him, James Harden, and Kyrie, and then with Phoenix he has Bradley Beal and fucking Devin Booker. I think that's the thing about that squad lineup. Is that none of them were really ready for that. Like, Devin's been in the playoffs, but, like, Devin's been in the finals. But it's not about that though. It's about the chemistry between the players. Like Kyrie's been in the finals how many times? Like 3 times. Now he's been in there 4 times when Dallas went last year. So Kyrie was in there 3 years before that. Won one chip. He's been in the Eastern Conference Finals, semifinals before he went to Brooklyn. He was in there with Boston. So he was not like he was a playoff type of player. Then you got James Harden. James Harden went to the finals at one time with KD, but he really proved himself on his own with Houston. He went to Houston and fucking balled out. Went to the Western Conference Finals like twice. And I mean, he could have won one of those years if Chris Paul didn't get injured. But the whole situation with that is they had experience. KD had experience with all these players, and they all had experience, and that's why they went so far in the playoffs. Like Brooklyn was successful. They would have won the chip. There's been like they would have won the chip that year that Bucks was out. There's been periods of time where it's like they could have done it. They just had to stick together. They would have done it. But with Phoenix though, bro, Bradley Beal hasn't even seen a 10th seed. Like, bro, the Wizards are not. When he was with the Wizards, that team was horrible. Like, bro, you putting up 33 points, 34 points a game, and you're not an all-star, your team must be the most garbage team in the world, bro. Like, there's no way you're putting up 30 points, like 30-plus points, and not even being an all-star. Because if you're on a winning team with 30, like his fucking, like, stats, even just a winning team, second, first seed, you're automatically looked at as like an MVP, All NBA first team easily. But Bradley Beal is not built like that. He doesn't have experience. And Devin Booker been in the finals one time, and that's actually valid experience. But it's not like he went crazy in the playoffs like that consistently. He wasn't like a fucking experienced veteran. Like Kyrie been there 3 times. James Harden has been there 1 time, but he's been in the conference finals multiple times. Like fucking Warriors is already explanatory. They already won the year before the year that he came in there. So they already were there. That's why whatever team he goes to, I feel like it has to be. If KD wants to win, he's going to have to go to a team that's built already, and just add his own thing to it. And a team with experience, though, at the same time. And who comes into play with that? Lakers. If he went back to Warriors, that would be crazy. But if he went to the Lakers, though, he'd be right next to LeBron. And him and LeBron, hella experience. Luka went to the finals, went to the Western Conference Finals a couple of times before. Like, Luka is a valid player. It's just he hasn't been given, like, time to prosper in Dallas. That pissed me the fuck off. Like, he probably wouldn't have made it to the finals this year, but they definitely would have made a run for semis, or, like, they would have been in semis, I feel like. They could have been there. They would have been, like, seventh or sixth seed. They would have gone against fucking... Honestly, though, Lakers would have not been 3rd seed by the end of this year. There's a lot of things that would have changed up because of that trade. Like, Luka, that whole team would have been completely different, bro. You got a team without Luka and a team with Luka now. That's why Dallas was fucked up. Before I head out, though, Dallas is going to be a threat. Dallas will be a threat next year. Like, if I have my expectations on what the league is going to be looking like next year, I could guarantee Dallas is going to be a top 6 seed easily. Like, there's no way around it. They're going to be a top 6 seed. Their lineup is damn near untouchable, bro. And if they get Cooper Flag, too, I already knew before Cooper Flag came back, though, I was like, yeah, the trade was crazy. They got Anthony Davis for Luka, but their team is stacked. I think the way they did the trade was, like, definitely dumb, but it's like, they're like, oh, we already got a point guard in Kyrie. We already got a shooting guard in fucking Klay Thompson. We got PJ Washington on power forward, right, or small forward or some shit. And then we got Anthony Davis, who should be a center. I think he's a power forward. And now they're going to get Cooper Flag. And I think that's the thing, too, is they need to move Anthony Davis to center. Like, bro, Anthony Davis, move to center. You're like 7 feet tall, bro. Move to center. But I already knew they were going to be a threat. Like, they're going to be an underdog in the future, bro. They're going to be crazy. Detroit as well. I'm going to make a whole nother video about what I think is going to happen. Who's going to be, what I think next year's ranks are going to be. And I need to make a real hypothesis on this shit. But I really do think, Detroit's going to be easily a fucking top 5 seed. I think they're a 6 seed this year. But I think next year they're going to be easily top 5. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the top 3 or 4. But it's just the way they are, bro. They're grinding. They're getting it up. I think Detroit's going to be a good team. You know, they got a deep roster. Really good defense. They're gritty as hell. And they got Cade Cunningham leading them. You know, one of the Thompson twins. They're just built. They got it. Bucks. I think Celtics, like, probably be... I used to think, too, bro, before I leave on this shit, Jaylen Brown should not... Like, bro, I don't understand this. Like, what is wrong with these teams? I'll make a whole nother video on that. But actually, before I go, I'll probably just say it real quick. I don't understand why they're making teams basically blow up. Like, they were in the finals last year. They won a chip. They've been in the finals multiple years. Oh, twice, and they won one of them. And they've been in the Eastern Conference Finals way uncountable amounts with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And semis as well. Their team is a dead-ass contender every year for the past, like, 7 years. And you're telling me, let's blow up the team because one of them's injured now. Like, what the fuck is wrong with the media, bro? Like, why would we want to blow up the team? Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Why would you want to... It's the same thing with this coaching shit, too, bro. People are over here literally getting rid of a coach who led their team. Like, bro, Thibodeau. Bro, he led the New York Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's been the first time in 20 years, 25 years, they got rid of him. Yeah, they lost. They lost in 6, too. That's, like, commendable. That's not even that bad. They lost in 6. You know, they lost in 7. That would have been different, too. But, like, bro, firing your coach is, like, what the fuck? Honestly, I hope New York I hope they pay for that shit. I'm not going to lie. New York still might be a valuable team regardless, whatever coach they get. But getting rid of Thibodeau is like, he just led the team to the fucking Eastern Conference Finals, and you're over here trading him away. It's so weird because I see people, like, they don't trade him away, but they fire him. They didn't fire fucking half of these other coaches that are losing teams, bruh. You ain't fired the fucking Washington Wizards coach. You didn't fire Charlotte Hornets coach. You didn't fire Portland Trailblazers coach. You don't fire these people. Yeah, you're firing the coaches that are on a team that's winning and went to the fucking, like, and the same thing with fucking Mike Malone, bro. He led them to a chip. What the fuck? He led them to a chip. They won a chip. And, like, yeah, with or without him, you know, they probably might have won regardless. They got another coach, but it's a respect behind it. He led his team to a chip, and you're over here fucking firing him. Like, whatever, get out of here. Like, bro, he was the first one to give you a chip. Are you stupid? Thibodeau is a big example of that, too, where it's like they didn't go to the finals, but, bro, they dead ass were in the Eastern Conference Finals. They've not been there in years. And that's where the Pacers come in, and I think it's clutched up, bro. Pacers, they're built different. They're built different. I'm going to post this shit, get rid of it. I'm going to hop on tomorrow again. I'll probably be making a couple videos like this. Just giving my picks on what I think, who's going to win, what the standings look like, and the reason why I think Pacers are going to win, or Pacers, honestly, in the future are going to win regardless. They have a lot of experience. Love y'all. I will see you guys tomorrow.